Welcome back to Gunners Update, your trusted home for every breaking update on the red side of North London. And today we've got something enormous brewing that could change the landscape of Mikel Arteta's squad for years to come. A double deal is now on the verge of being completed, with Arsenal having fully agreed personal terms with both Pirro Hincapie and Xavi Simons. The players themselves are on board, committed, and ready to step into Arteta's project, and what remains is for Arsenal to finalize the agreements with their respective clubs. This is the kind of news that electrifies fans because it is not simply about names or hype. It is about strategic additions that reshape the balance of power at the Emirates and elevate Arsenal's ambitions in both the Premier League and Europe. Let's start with Pirro Hincapie, the Ecuadorian defensive talent who has emerged as one of Europe's brightest young defenders. Arsenal have been tracking him for over a year, and talks have now reached an advanced stage, with insiders on both sides confirming the sense that this deal is almost across the finish line. The personal terms are agreed. The player has signaled his desire to make the move to London, and Arsenal's next steps involve working out the final structure of the fee with Bayer Leverkusen, while also clearing squad space through targeted outgoings. The numbers involved are significant, close to his release clause of around £60 million, underlining just how highly regarded he is. At 23 years old, he has already played a pivotal role for Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen side that went unbeaten domestically last season, capturing both the Bundesliga and the Domestic Cup. He is also a seasoned Ecuador international with World Cup experience, tested against some of the most feared forwards in Europe, and crucially, he has emerged unshaken every time. His versatility is perhaps his greatest selling point to Arteta. A naturally left-footed centre-back, he is equally comfortable playing as a left-back, and this ability to switch seamlessly between positions gives Arsenal not just a player but a tactical weapon. Arteta values defenders who can adapt to different systems, and with Hincapie, Arsenal can pivot formations mid-game, adjust to high-intensity matches against the likes of Manchester City or Liverpool, and approach Champions League nights against Real Madrid or Bayern Munich with tactical confidence. Last season proved once again that to compete across multiple competitions, a strong starting 11 is not enough. You need a full squad of quality options, and Hincapie is not just depth. He is competition for the likes of Ricardo Calafiori, who despite his immense promise has already shown vulnerability through his injury history. Together, the two could form a formidable duo, allowing Arteta to rotate, experiment with back three systems, or even push Calafiori into midfield when required. Add in the mentality Hincapie brings from a winning culture in Germany, and you see why Arsenal see him as a crucial piece of their evolving defensive puzzle. Then comes Xavi Simons, the Dutch wonderkid who is quickly becoming one of the most sought-after midfielders in Europe. Currently at RB Leipzig, but with a career that has already passed through La Masia and PSG, Simons has the pedigree, the versatility, and the technical brilliance that make him a perfect Arteta player. Chelsea are pushing hard to bring him to Stamford Bridge and even claim to have an edge in personal terms, but Arsenal are in the race and monitoring closely with the possibility of moving decisively. At just 22, he has already shown a composure beyond his years, capable of playing as a number 10 on either flank or in deeper playmaking roles. His dribbling ability, quick decision-making, vision, and pressing instincts align perfectly with Arteta's philosophy of high-intensity, fluid football. For Arsenal, the addition of Simons would be transformative. In recent years, Martin Odegaard has been the creative heartbeat, but his absence has often left Arsenal lacking spark and tempo. Simons could ease that burden, either partnering with Odegaard to form a devastating creative axis or stepping in as his direct replacement when rotation or injury demands it. Imagine Simons linking with Bukayo Saka on the right, Gabriel Martinelli on the left, and Victor Gyökeres up front, all orchestrated under Odegaard's leadership. The combinations are limitless, the attacking threat immense. His arrival would not only add creativity, but also ensure Arsenal do not lose their rhythm when injuries strike, a lesson painfully learned last season. Chelsea's financial power is real, but Arsenal's advantage is stability and clarity of project. Players like Simons crave environments where their talent is nurtured, where the team is built to succeed now, and where they can contribute to winning silverware. Arsenal can offer all of that in abundance under Arteta. The fee for Simons will not be cheap, with Leipzig expected to demand upwards of £60 million. But Arsenal have already demonstrated with Declan Rice and Kai Havertz that they are willing to back their manager with bold investment when the right player becomes available. Beyond technical qualities, Simons also brings mentality. Praised for professionalism, work rate, and leadership despite his youth, he would fit seamlessly into Arsenal's culture of hungry, ambitious young stars who push each other to new heights. His addition would not just lift Arsenal's performances, but also the training ground intensity, the belief within the squad, and the broader message Arsenal send to their rivals. Winning the race for Simons would show that Arsenal are no longer just a challenger, but a force capable of winning battles in the transfer market against the Premier League elite. Put these two moves together, and you have more than transfers, you have statements of intent. Arsenal are acting like a club determined to compete at the very highest level, building depth, quality, and mentality into every position. Hincapie strengthens the backline, Simons elevates the creativity, and both represent short-term reinforcements with long-term value. This summer will be remembered as the summer Arsenal took another massive step forward in their evolution, assembling a squad not just capable of competing but ready to dominate. For the fans, this is more than exciting. It is the dawn of a new era, one where the dream of lifting the Premier League trophy and going deep into the Champions League is no longer distant fantasy, but a tangible possibility. Pirro Hincapie and Xavi Simons may not be the final pieces of the puzzle, but together they bring Arsenal closer than ever to completing it, and the red and white faithful can already begin to imagine the magic to come at the Emirates. This is not just another transfer window story. This is about Arsenal showing they are ready to compete toe-to-toe with the very best in Europe and proving that they have learned from the painful lessons of falling just short in recent campaigns. Let's start with Pirro Hincapie, the Ecuadorian defensive rock who at just 23 has already achieved more than many defenders do in a lifetime, being a crucial figure for Bayer Leverkusen's historic unbeaten domestic campaign under Xabi Alonso, and a player whose composure, aggression, and adaptability make him one of the most highly rated left-footed defenders in world football.